There. Okay. Thank you. Sorry.
And then I'm going to click on the Got It button on my window. I don't know if everybody's got that. Gmail can do a lot of things. And if you're using something like AOL, I know my friend Bruce was, and we talked him out of that. Gmail's a big step up, and Gmail does have, Google has a bad rap, and it's an earned bad rap about privacy and taking care of the customers, because when you do something like something on the Google platform or on the Facebook platform, you have to remember that you really are the product. You are the product. But saying that, I have to say that Gmail and everything that Gmail offers you is kind of worth it, especially if you know how to step up your security settings a little bit. And so that's what we're going to be talking about today, and just the general way Google works and Gmail works, especially on an iPhone. So there's a lot of people on, and I'm hoping that people do have a Gmail account, and they know their passwords. And so I'm going to start out nice and slow and go back to my notes here. And I am going to share a screen. Now I have to really start to think. All right. So I did send out some notes. There's a little different. I taught this class on February 1st in person in the Athenaeum, and it was such a treat. It was really wonderful to see people in person. And so I've changed the notes a little bit. And if you want these very notes and you haven't received them, just send me an email and I will send them right out to you. I think it's a good idea if we mute. Everybody knows how to mute and unmute quickly if you have a question. It just makes it easier for us to all follow along. Okay, so these are my new notes. So I want to start down here. I'm going to start with this area. Now, somebody needs to mute. We can hear someone chatting. So there are two companies. This is very, very basic, but there's Apple. Apple makes the iPhone. Apple makes the computer that I'm working on. And there's Google. And actually Google's company, I think, is now called Alphabet. And they have different products. Apple has email. You may have an Apple email address, and it would be something like janiehd@icloud.com. Or another older Apple address would be something like janiehd@me.com, which was their very first entry email address, how they formatted it. So I have one email address that is janiehd@icloud.com. I never use it. My main email address that I use on my Apple phone, I use this on my Apple phone. This is my Apple ID, but it is a Gmail address. And this is a little confusing to some people. But you can use a Gmail address as your Apple ID. So my Apple ID is janiehd@gmail.com. That can be confusing to you, to some people. So this is the Apple email app. This is what it looks like. It's a blue square. It's got a white envelope. And I am going to show you how. Now, you already may know how to do this. I'm going to show you how to add your Gmail address into your iPhone. So when you click on this icon, you will get your Gmail. Now, I'm just going to stop here for 1 second. And if you have a question just about this, please unmute yourself and speak up. Just going to wait like 3 seconds.
Will it be separate from like your Comcast email, or will it be combined?
It will be combined. That's such a good question. And when I show you on my phone, I will show you how all the accounts appear. That's reminding me to do that. That's a really great question. Anybody else?
Janie, I have a question.
Yeah.
Is this all going to be about how to use Google products on Apple? Because I don't have Apple anything. So shall I just bow out because I have Samsung and it's all Google related?
The part that will apply to you is when I will be showing it on an iPhone, but I will also be showing it on my computer. And when I go into my computer, it will look the same. But this part might be boring for you, so you might want to bail.
So are we going to, I know how to use Gmail and everything, but I thought this was like about the whole umbrella of Google. And I was looking forward to learning a little more about Google Docs and those kind of things.
Yeah, I'm going to introduce Google Docs, but it's not going to, but come back for that. Come back for that, because that's a whole class.
So,
Okay.
I'm a little, my name's Janet. I'm a tiny bit, hi. I'm a tiny bit confused. So I have a Mac and I have an iPhone. And I have my Apple ID is my Apple email.
Mhm.
And I've had problems in the past because my work used Gmail for everything. And they sent me like the Gmail calendar and all that stuff. And it like took over my phone. So I'm a little reticent to do, I'm not sure, when you say to merge them,
I didn't
then,
use the word merge. We're not merging them. You
Okay.
have full control over what email you'd like to see. You just need to know where to look.
okay. And one last question. So for the purpose of this, can I, I'm on my phone right now, but I was going to change the presentation to my laptop and then like look at what you're doing at the stuff on the phone. Is that?
That's fine. Yeah. You can
Okay.
have both. You can have both. I mean, just, you can open up your laptop and keep your phone for Zoom or vice versa, however you'd like to set it up.
Janie,
Yeah.
do we get, as we go into this, do we learn, this is what I have Gmail and I have my old AOL, and they're all still sending way too many things. Do we get into how you get rid of my old AOL and merge what I have there into my Gmail?
Well, what I'm going to talk to you about is how to view. This seems to be a big question on your phone. You can change the view, so you can look at just your Apple Mail. You can look at just your AOL mail. You can look at just your Google Mail. You
Okay.
can look at just your Comcast mail, or you can just look at all mail.
Okay.
It's up to you how you want to look at it. Marsha, I see your hand is raised. You're muted. Marsha, you're muted. Yeah, someone's waving and it says Marsha Jamil. Yeah, can you unmute?
While we're waiting, do you go to your mail and go to that blue Apple symbol with the envelope?
Yes.
Or do you open Gmail? You don't use the Gmail icon?
I use this, and this is what my notes are saying. This
Great.
is
Okay.
This is the way that most people get their Gmail. is
Okay.
through the Apple Mail. You do
Okay.
not have to use the Google Gmail app in order to have a Gmail account on your phone. It's just that if you use their app, you have much more control.
If you
What?
use the,
If
who's
you
that?
use the Gmail app.
Okay,
So I think it's really good to have an idea of where to look for Gmail's settings.
and so there's no advantage to opening Gmail with the Gmail icon, not the AOL icon.
There's no advantage to opening up Gmail. If you're using this blue Apple
Yes,
email, I would say that's the easiest, and for most people, it's the best way.
okay. Thank you.
But if you do open up the Gmail app, you have much more control.
Jane, Jerry,
Hi,
does
Jerry.
that involve a different, are you choosing between the pipes? One is Gmail with Chrome and the other is Apple Mail with Safari. Does that make a distinction worth knowing about?
Yeah, that's exactly what we're talking about. That's exactly what we're talking about. There's two ways to get it. We're talking about Gmail, and there's two ways you can get, there's many ways you can get Gmail, but the two ways we are talking about is you can get Gmail through this. This is what comes on your phone, on your iPhone. It's a blue background. It's a white envelope. It's an Apple product, and it's called Mail. Oh, I have two people enter the waiting room. Yeah, sorry, people are entering now. So if you use this little icon here on your iPhone, that's the way most people use their mail. You can also use the Gmail app, which I will talk about as well. Let me see if I can find the Gmail app. This is, where's the Gmail? This, I'm
app.
going over it. That's what it looks like, the Gmail app right there. But we're going to be talking about the Apple Mail. So Mary, I see you raised your hand. I see your hand up.
Yeah, this is so interesting. I didn't want to interrupt, but I have found, maybe it's my lack of experience with the Gmail app, but it seems like it's not as efficient in finding an old email. Let's say I want to find something that you sent me a couple years ago. Maybe I want to find a video recording. And I don't know if it's the ability of the app and if Google is a better searcher. Is that true?
I find my emails in both. So
Okay.
maybe it's just your method.
Okay, yep. And then the second thing I'm hoping you might help us with now or later is how to filter out all the junk.
That's what Gmail's best at.
Okay,
That
Jane,
is the reason I use Gmail, actually.
Jane,
And
is it
that's
fair to
the-
say that you do a lot better searching for anything on your laptop or your desktop than on your phone? I've certainly found that to be the case. It's
I
much,
agree.
much
I
more
agree.
power, much more sophistication.
Absolutely. It's much easier. Yep. Yep.
especially if you use a mouse.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You know what? The mouse is like old fashioned, I guess, by now, but I love my mouse. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to show you how to, so we're going to be talking, I'm going to share my phone and I'm going to show you how to add a Gmail account to this Apple product right here, this Apple product. So I'm going to, you have these in your notes, but I'm going to share my phone. I'm going to start to do that now. So let's do a new share. And I will do my phone. Okay. Here we go. Here it is. Here's my phone. So the first here's my phone. Here's my main screen. This is my home screen. I am just going to go into settings quickly and go down to brightness and display. And I have my phone on auto lock after 2 minutes. That means if I don't use my phone for 2 minutes, it goes to sleep. I want to change that so that it never goes to sleep because I'm teaching a class. But if I forget to change that and go back to 2 or 3 minutes, my battery will die like before the evening. So that's just a little side lesson. Okay. So how do we add email here? How do we add a Gmail account here? So we go into settings, which is the gray gear, and we scroll down to mail. There's mail. There's my passwords. I can see all my passwords on my phone, which is amazing. It's a great, great managing tool. But here's my mail. So I'm going to click on mail. And you can see that I have 3 accounts. Right down here, I have 3 accounts. There are other settings here, but what we're going to focus on right now is that I have 3 accounts. I'm going to tap on this, and you can see that on my phone, I have iCloud, which is Apple. I have Gmail. I have Comcast. Now, if I wanted to add a new account, let's say I did not have Gmail on my phone, I would go to add an account. And it's pretty self-explanatory. This is where you would get to add a new account.
I can see everything, but how did you get to this where you are right now?
Let's back up and review. Let's go back to the home screen. Here we are at the home screen.
I'm not on a home screen. That's my problem.
Okay, do you want to back up to the home screen and find settings, the gray gear on your phone?
Oh, wait a minute. I have to do this. I'm on my phone and I'm on my computer. So I have to do this on my computer, right?
No, you're doing it on your phone.
Go on. Okay.
So we are on our home screen.
I did it. I got settings.
And then we tap on settings. And
Okay.
this is what I call home base. This is the main spot. This is where we start from in settings. So I'm at home base in settings, and I'm just going to scroll down. There's lots of stuff you're going to see, but you're going to keep going until you see mail. And you'll also see passwords above it, mail, and contacts below.
Can I just ask you, do you have your password saved in there? Do you think that's safe?
I do. I know it's safe because the phone uses there are
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to do that.
biometrics, so you could use your finger, or you can use your facial recognition, or you can have a passcode. So yeah, I do. I think it's the most secure way to keep your passwords now. Okay, but on to mail. So we're going to click on mail, and you can see that there are other settings. I have my cellular data turned on, which I want to have turned on because I travel with my phone and I want it to pick up. I want my Verizon, I give it permission to use Verizon my cellular Verizon plan to get phone calls and texts and stuff. But that's up to you. You can turn it on or off. But anyway, there are my 3 email accounts that I have in my phone. I'm going to click on that. And here are my accounts. I have iCloud, Gmail, Comcast. But if I wanted to add a new account, I would tap on add an account. If I wanted to add a Google account, I don't know if I have another Google account I could add, but I would click on Google. And it says, and this is a security thing, settings wants to use google.com. So it's saying you're going to a different company now. You're leaving the Apple stuff and you're going to be connecting to the Google stuff. And it's asking for permission. So I'm going to say continue. And this is where you would type in your email address. And then you would hit next and you would type in your password. And this is, and you might have to fill in a few other things. They might ask you for a recovery email, like a second email address or a recovery phone number, like another phone number besides your own phone number in case you lose your information. So I would give my husband's phone number or my son's phone number or a trusted friend's phone number. And it's just a backup in case you get locked out of your account because you can't remember your password or something. It's another way that they can verify that you are who you say you are. And that is how you create a Gmail account in the Apple Mail app. Are we good? All
Good.
right, we're good. Okay. Now what I want to show you is, because people have been asking about this, how do I distinguish between all my email accounts when I open the Apple Mail, right? So let's do that now. So I'm going to go back to the home screen. And Jerry, I want to ask you, can you see my mouse wiggling? Can you see the app, because sometimes you have a hard time?
Right now, I can.
You can?
I saw the arrow a second ago, then when I unmuted, it went away.
You have to move
Oh,
it down.
geez. Okay.
And this-
Okay.
How do you get to that little screen that you're on right now?
you just-
Well, I'm at my home screen. This is my iPhone.
Oh, I just went back to my home screen. I didn't.
This is my home
It's
screen.
not going away though.
Okay.
And yeah, I think there's a window, Jerry, on your computer that pops up and blocks the bottom of your screen for some
Yeah,
reason.
it does, but in the past, it's gone away. It gets tired of me and it disappears. It hasn't done that yet.
Maybe if you check full screen view.
Mm,
Where do I do that?
That would be up on the top.
Under view,
Thank you. I
Oh, in
love
view.
that one.
Show manage participants, show chat from view is all I've got.
Okay. Oh, you were looking at the menu from Zoom. I think she was talking about the
Oh.
Apple menu. you
Yeah,
know,
but
up on the
I'm not
top of
getting, I'm not getting that.
Okay, well, Jerry, you know where your email is. It's a blue square with a white envelope.
Yeah,
I'm going to open that on my phone. That's all I've done. Okay, so this is my email. It's a lot of junk, right? Now, I want you to notice up here where I'm wiggling. Do you see where it says mailboxes? I'm going to back out of this. I'm going to click this little caret arrow. Some people call this a carrot. I think it's a little arrow, but I'm going to, it means we can back out of here. I'm going to tap on this and I am going to look at this stuff here. Okay. These are all my mailboxes. Oh, there's Clore. I'm going to admit her. These are all my mailboxes. And, you know, I should be embarrassed about that. I have 4,841 emails, but, you know, I've given up. So these are all my mailboxes. If I wanted to see my Gmail, my Comcast, all my iCloud emails, if I wanted to see all my emails, I would tap here. And I'd see them all.
I don't see. I don't see the where you are.
Well,
I
That's
got to the pictures of all the homepage.
okay.
Now I'm at,
I'm on my home screen of my phone.
that's
And
right.
I look, yes, and I look for my email, my Apple email, blue square, white envelope.
I have that.
If you tap that, you may open up to a different window.
I opened up the mailboxes.
Okay.
Inbox, outbox,
Good.
drafts.
Good. So you're on mailboxes, and these are all your mailboxes right here. These are all your mailboxes. This is just my Gmail. Now you can see these are the same. I don't really use Comcast. I only have Comcast there to help to troubleshoot other people who have Comcast. But these, if I had other mailbox, if I used Comcast, it would be here. Now let me open Comcast and show you. If I tap on Comcast, these are all the emails I have from Comcast, which is 0, because I don't use my Comcast email. If I open
inbox and
up my,
outbox. I'm sorry. I have inbox and outbox. It doesn't show me Gmail and or AOL.
what kind of email do you have?
What kind of email? It's AOL. I have an AOL iPhone with AOL.
Okay. Do you have any emails? Do you use this at
Yes.
all?
It's
Okay,
still-
so you have AOL. You're using AOL?
Doesn't say so, but yes.
Yeah, okay. All righty. If I wanted to see my Gmail emails, I would click on Gmail, and there they
But
are.
there's no Gmail here.
No, maybe you haven't set it up yet.
Yeah, actually, I have an email account with a password. The whole works, but that's not on that page.
Okay, let's take a look at this.
Is it because she has her Gmail under the Gmail icon that hasn't been added to this mail?
That's exactly probably what it is. I do have an icon. And if I push the icon, and then it tells me to sign in, set up an email, iCloud, blah, blah, blah. Okay, add account.
All right, so what I'm thinking you're doing is you're setting up, maybe you're setting up your mailboxes now. I'm also noticing that up here in the corner, on the right corner, there's a button that says edit. Now, let's click on this button here and see what happens. So I think we could add a new mailbox. I see down in the, now Jerry, you may not see this, but down in the lower right-hand corner, it says new mailbox. So you could set up a new mailbox here where you would give it a name. I'm going to say class.
You're gonna say what?
And
Okay.
I'm going to just say class, and then I'm going to figure out what the mailbox location means. Oh, so this is a little more complicated, but I have set up, think of these as folders. You
lost me a little bit. I'm sorry. How did you get to where you are right now?
Okay, let's back up. I'm going to cancel. So here I am. That's okay. Here I am. Does everybody know where I am in mailboxes?
Yes.
Here I am in mailboxes. Okay. What I noticed is there's an edit button. But before I go to this edit button, I just want to show you how I have set up my email, all of my emails. What I've done is here's my email. Here's my Gmail, sorry. And I have created these folders within my email. This is for my book group. This has to do with my Athenaeum classes. This is about family stuff, baby information, my husband. I don't know why I have Halloween. I have no idea.
How do you get rid of that?
I did that, but I don't remember how I made those.
Well, I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you. I have very important emails to keep. Now, When I go on now let me just tell you, this is really a little hard to understand on your phone, but when you open this up on a computer and you open up your Gmail and you find a very important email that you don't want to delete, all you need to do, if you have a folder that's called very important emails to keep, all you have to do is click on that email and drag it into the folder. It's very awesome. It's kind of hard on a phone, but it's really cool on a computer. So let me show you how you would set up one of these folders. I think they're called a mailbox, which is confusing. I think of them more like a folder. Okay. Let's go to the top, and here's that edit button. This is where some people got lost. In fact, let me just back up a little bit more. Here I am. I'm going to close it. Here I am. I'm going to go to my email. I'm in my mailboxes, and you might have to back out. Remember, you might have to back out, find this little arrow up here, and here you are in all your mailboxes. And we went to edit, which was up here. This is what I did. I went to edit. And down at the bottom, which I hope most people can see, it says new mailbox. It's in the lower right-hand corner.
Hooray, yes.
Okay. Now, if you tap on new mailbox, you can give the new mailbox a name. And I'm just going to call this 2022. And now I'm going to give it a location. So this is where I go for that mailbox location. I'm going to click on this. And I want this to be in the very important email folder that I made.
So what if I'm making the very important email thing that, how do I say where I want that one? Sorry,
That's okay. After I do that, let me just finish this.
I'm sorry. Okay.
That's okay. And then I'm going to say save. So I will have a mailbox called 2021 in my very important emails to save.
I don't see very important emails to save.
Well, I just created it. I just created it. Okay, so how do we make a new mailbox? See, this is much harder on a phone. This is much harder on a phone. Let's see how we do that.
So we're starting again, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we go to mail.
Let me just see.
I want the Halloween one.
I may
Janie,
want. I
Janie, you
may-
already have an important mailbox.
Yeah.
It's a preset. So why don't you either do that or change the heading or drop a subset underneath that to collect these the ultra important emails. But
I
that's,
don't have that at all.
that's a subset right now.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right. Yep.
But how, if you don't have it written down, very important emails.
But the important one is in Gmail. You might be wanting to put it somewhere else.
It's so much easier to understand this on a computer. You have to believe me with this. Yes, yes. So if we go, well, I only have Gmail. If I go to Comcast, I just have to diverge for a second. See, I don't have anything in Comcast. Let's do this part on a computer, which I'm going to switch over to in a minute.
Can we finish? Can we finish doing it on the phone?
Well, it's a little, so the things that we need to know about the phone are when we start in all mailboxes, here we are, we're seeing all email. Obviously down in the lower right-hand corner in this screen, this is where we would create a new email. I just want to click on this just to see. Okay. If I go up to the upper left corner and click on mailboxes, we have all our mailboxes. And under Gmail, we have Gmail. We have these folders. And I think in order to add a folder under Gmail, you have to be in the Gmail app. I don't think you can create one of these folders in the Apple Mail app. Does that make sense? Maybe it doesn't yet. Let me just stop here, and I'm going to make a note. How do you make a folder? How to make, it's a mailbox. They call it a mailbox, but they call it a folder in Gmail app. That'll be next. I don't think you can make these folders in the Apple Mail app. So you remember when we started the class, I said, most people just use this email thing. They use the Apple email. They do not use the Gmail app. But you have more control in the Gmail app. Do you remember when I said that?
Jane, isn't the formatting noticeably different? When I go inadvertently, when I go in to the mail app and on Gmail, it comes up with those important, non-important solicitation, all that sorting stuff that goes on that I don't think I get when I go into Apple
That's
Mail.
right. That's
And-
right.
And that's what alerts me to the colors are different, that sort of thing. It's a matter of personal choice, obviously, but you can pick it up pretty quick.
That's
But they
right.
don't always sort, Gmail doesn't always sort it properly. At least not on
You
my
do
phone.
have to
Oh, that's
check.
correct.
You do
That's
have to
absolutely,
check.
you have to
Yep.
check the advertisements to find out where the Washington Post articles are.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so now so we're going to leave, this is Apple Mail. We're going to leave Apple Mail, and I'm going to show you what the Gmail app looks like. So it's still going to be the same emails, but instead of Apple delivering it to me, Gmail is going to deliver it to me. So I have a Gmail folder up here that has all of my Google apps. And I'm going to open up this folder. Oops, open up this folder here. And you can see I have Google Photos, Google Search Engine, Gmail, Google Maps, Chrome, Drive, Docs, Translate, and Google Calendar. And I have all these Google apps together in one folder. Oh, somebody's waiting. There we go. So I'm going to open up my Gmail app, which I downloaded from the Apple Store. And I'm going to show you how it looks. And it's going to be much easier to make a folder. I mean, I think it's impossible in the Gmail, on the Apple app. So I'm going to open up my Gmail. And this is what it looks like. Here are all the same emails that I have. I just think visually it looks a little more cluttered than the Apple email. These are all my emails. And I want you to notice these 3 lines up here. Now, in these 3 lines, if I click on these 3 lines, this is how I get to the settings for my Gmail. So I'm going to click on these 3 lines in the upper right-hand corner. And this is what Jerry was talking about. Gmail can sort your mail into, Mary, I see your hand. Gmail can sort your mail into primary, meaning the emails that you mostly read, social, which is like Instagram, Facebook, that kind of thing, promotions, things that come from like LL Bean and Trader Joe's and advertisements that you get, and updates.
how did you get the updates on there?
I'm going to show you how to set that up.
Sorry.
I'm going to show you how to set that up. So Mary raised her hand. So Mary, do you want to unmute and ask a question?
I raised my hand by mistake, sorry.
Oh, that's okay. At least I saw it. Sometimes I don't see it. Okay, so that's primary social promotion and updates, and you can set these up, and it's amazingly an efficient way to delete everything. I do tend to use these things and delete them like crazy. But what I'm going to do is, remember now we're in a Google product. We're in the Gmail app. Just try to keep that in mind. We're not in the Apple Mail. We're getting the same emails, but we're in the Gmail app. So I'm going to scroll down. And oh, this is what Google calls it. They don't call it folders. They don't call it mailboxes. Do you see this word here? They call it labels. They call it labels. So I have organized my emails into obvious categories. Athenaeum classes, my book group, exercise, family, blah, blah, blah. There's that Halloween thing. I don't know what that's about. Recipes, throwaway. That's an interesting label. Very important emails to keep. And look, I created a new label on my phone, and it's appearing down here. Very important emails to keep 2022. So you can see I put it under very important emails to keep, but then 2022 went in under there. Now on my phone, this is how I create a new one. Do you see how easy that would be? I'm going to create a new label. If you wanted to, I'm going to create a new label, and the label name is going to be Matticat House.
I can't find to create a new label. It doesn't show up.
Okay, I will back up.
I see the one I just made, very important emails. It's on the top.
Okay, okay, done. And there's nothing in the label called, you can see why I want to call it a folder, right? It just looks like a folder to me. Nothing in the Matticat House. Okay. So how do I get back? I see these 3 lines. I'm going to click on those 3 lines, and I'm going to start again. Let me get back to my emails here. There are my emails. So I'm in the Gmail app, and I'm going to go into my settings now. So here are the 3 lines.
Oh, I don't. Something's not.
Are you in the Gmail app?
Well, I did what you did. I went to the folder that I made that says very important emails, and it says nothing in it, and I can't get out of it.
Oh, well then that's okay. I'll help you there. That's a good question. Okay, I'm going to go into my
Because I'm stuck on that page right now.
all right, let me show you how to get there. So here's the Matticat House. Here's the one I just did, and oh, I even added a cute picture. So you're here. You're stuck in your empty folder, right?
Right.
Okay, this is a cool trick. Look down at the bottom. Do you see this little red envelope?
Yeah.
Tap that,
Oh,
and that brings you back to your emails.
thank you.
I'm glad you're laughing.
Me too. Sometimes I don't.
Janie,
That's
can
a good sign.
I can't pick that up. Is that below? Oh, it's not showing.
We can't seem to get rid of the dock on the bottom.
Yeah, the dock on the bottom. But let me ask a more fundamental question. It seems like we're talking about getting on one bus or another bus.
Yep.
They're very much the same. They have different colors and they're pretty. Why bother doing that? They're both excellent services, and I think we're just getting into our underwear here, aren't we?
Totally. That's exactly, I love your analogy. That's exactly right. But it depends on how much control you want.
Okay,
It's-
take that a little further then. What
Okay.
about security too?
Well, you have more choices to manage your security if you use the Google app, if you
Okay,
use the Gmail app. But we also know that Apple does not sell our information. Google does. So, you know, it's a funny world there, Jerry, because the more information you know, the more you can control it. But then on the other hand, you know, you can't control it completely because
Okay. How
We're
about
stuck.
if you use Apple Safari and in Safari, open up your Gmail? Then you-
Gmail's in charge.
Then, so
Email is in
Google-
charge.
So Google can, even though you've gone through Safari, which is
Yep.
Apple's product,
Yep.
they can still sell your stuff.
Because when you first set up that connection, Alice, when you first set up that connection, you were in Safari and you went to your Gmail.
Yeah.
Gmail is the boss.
Okay,
And when you first set up and when you first set up a Gmail account, your phone or your computer or your tablet, your iPad will ask you, do you want Google to have access to your computer or your device? You have to say yes if you want it. Does that make sense?
yeah.
well, it's, the answer is don't buy a computer from your son. I mean,
What?
yeah, well, I took over my son, it was fancy as hell, and I have no clue what's on here while I'm doing it. It's a nice computer.
What kind of computer is it?
It's a new MacBook, about a year and a half old, but he set it up and whizzes through it. I
Well,
just find looking at the Google Mail sort of overwhelming. There's too much color, there's too much busyness, so I haven't done that. But I'm comforted to know that other than the security issue, which you just mentioned, it's really a taste issue.
Yeah. And Jerry, most people use this. Most people use this. Let's just look at this for, I'm going to go to my Gmail here. So this is the way Gmail looks on my phone. It's pretty, self-explanatory. Also on my Google, on my email that's in the Apple app, I have this feature. We all have this feature where we can swipe the emails and then we can trash them pretty quickly. Now this is the way it looks on an Apple email app. Let's look at it once again on the Google app, just so.
While we were there, is
Yeah.
that the same place where you have the list of all the mail that you then decide what of the categories you want it to go into, like social or promotions? How do you take your mail and put it in so that when they send it to you again, it goes into those
Yeah, okay.
Don't
So
have control.
You
over it.
don't set that up here. You
Okay.
do not set that up here in your Apple Mail. What you have to do, and this is harder on your phone, but you can
Okay.
do it. Let's do it on the phone first.
Okay.
I'm going to go into my Gmail app,
Okay.
okay? And I'm just in my emails, right? This is my emails. I have 3 lines up here. I'm going to click on the 3 lines. And I'll start at the very top. You can see I've already set up. Oh, wait a second.
I think it comes like that.
My
I didn't s-
phone is not showing this. I'm going to have to stop the share and share it again. I'm sorry.
My phone came with those 3 titles in it already. I never set them up.
Okay, hold on. There's something going on with my phone here.
Janie, if you just use Apple Mail, what is your address? It's not jerrybreed@gmail.com. Is it the me thing or the You see these strange things that come through, and I've never understood that.
In the old days, it used to be janiehd@me.com. And
Ah.
then Apple changed it to janiehd@icloud.com. So depending on how old your email address is, when you created it, it's either .me or .iCloud. Okay, let's see if this will work now. All right, so I am going to go into my Gmail app. My phone froze for a second. I don't know why. So I'm going to go into these 3 lines. I'm in my Gmail app. I'm going to click on the 3 lines. Good. You can see I have primary social promotion updates. But what we want to do is we want to go all the way down past the labels, past all this stuff. And at the very, very bottom, you will see settings. I'll do that again. Here I am in my email, my Gmail. I see 3 lines. I click on the 3 lines. Here we are in primary social, and there's labels. I'm going to scroll all the way down and you'll see settings. I'm going to tap on settings. And you can see here is my email address, janiehd@gmail.com. And there's this little caret. That means there's more stuff you can do. Oh, before we move on though, I just want to show you one other thing. This mail swipe actions has messed people up. I'm going to click on this is just a real quick sidebar. I'm going to click right here in this mail swipe actions. What you want is you can change it so that if you swipe to the right, you can send it to trash, or you can send it to archive. Now, archive is a folder. So if you want to get rid of the emails, but you don't want to send them to the trash, you can change it to archive, which I don't like. I don't want my emails collecting in archive. So I always have it set to trash.
Will you tell us how to find the stuff that goes to archive? Because the problem I have with the swiping is sometimes I make a mistake. And I think
Archive is a folder. That is there. If you look for it, it's a folder. But remind me and I'll show you where the
yeah,
archive
okay.
folder
Because
is.
I put stuff in archives and I didn't mean to, and I didn't know how to get it.
It's a folder. Yeah,
Okay,
I know. I did the same thing.
okay.
Okay, but that's why I just wanted to quickly show you what mail swipe actions was. So, okay.
But that won't allow you, some emails you're gonna get, they still won't allow you to just swipe and trash, right? They're gonna make you choose.
If you have this set up, if you go to mail swipe actions, and you can see this is the right swipe, so I'm swiping to the right. It'll go automatically go to trash.
Oh, but only in Gmail though.
yes,
only in-
this is
Yeah, sorry, only in Gmail. Okay,
this
that's
is
my problem.
another example. This is
Yeah.
perfect. It's another example of why someone might want to use the Gmail app, because you have more control.
Amy? Hi,
Yeah.
excuse me. And actually you can change that swiping without using the Gmail app. I just Googled it because I was archiving things when I thought I was trashing them.
Yeah.
And then I had to go find them in the all mail file, all of this within Google. And so I wanted to change it back, and I was able to do that without being in the app. I can see that it's easier in
Right.
the app,
Great. That's great.
but not impossible otherwise.
Perfect. Perfect. That's good to know. Okay, so what I also want to show you is we're still in settings, and here's my email, janiehd@gmail.com. Here's another caret. Now I want to get to Bruce's thing where it's primary social promotion. That's where we're headed. We're going to set that up so you can delete everything at once. So I'm going to click here, click on this, tap that. And this is where you manage. I think it's under here. Let me just see. Let me just look just for a second. I think it's under manage your Google account, I think. Let's see if I'm right. Click on this. No, this is where we get to privacy issues. This is not it.
Jane, is this also where you could set up your return address at the foot of your emails?
Signature settings, Jerry, right here.
Okay, thank you much.
Yep.
Great.
Yep. Yep. This is your vacation responder. Like if you're going somewhere, you can automatically send a message to people saying, I'm on vacation. Now, who is this?
Wish I was.
Okay, let's find this. Where the heck is this? I'm getting warm. Okay, I found it. You have to scroll down. It's called Inbox Categories, Primary Social Promotions and Updates.
Oh,
What's that called? Inbox category.
Okay, let me back up. Let me start again, everybody, because that was a little confusing. So here I am in my emails.
How did you
And
get there?
This is in the Gmail app, Roxanne.
Okay.
Gmail
So did,
app.
so did you go in your setting?
This is what I did. I'm on my home screen.
Hmm.
I go to my Gmail app.
Oh, okay.
Okay, which is we
With the big-
downloaded from the Apple Store, right?
With the large M. Okay, yeah, I got that.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, gonna click on that.
Yeah.
Now, when we're talking, this is always good to review how to get these places.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Even on
Okay.
Nantucket.
Yeah. Okay, so then we go to the 3 lines. We go to the 3 lines. And then we go to settings. We go to settings. Then we were
Uh-huh.
here. We talked about the mail swipe actions,
Yeah.
but now we're going to go up here to the email address
Okay.
and go to this little arrow. And we're going to scroll way down. Way down. It's pretty far down. You're looking for inbox categories. And you may not have this stuff down here. I don't know. Inbox categories. And you'll notice you have this little blue arrow here.
No, found it.
It's far down. Yeah.
Yep.
So we click on this little blue arrow. And this is where you turn them on and off. Primary is person to person, the emails that you get frequently. This is where they're located. You can turn social on and off, and this is stuff like Facebook, Instagram, and other things you may have signed up for. Promotion, it says marketing, interests, social and political causes, and other promotional emails. And they're all grouped together, so you can delete them all at once. It's really awesome. Forums, I have turned off because I had it turned on for a while. I just didn't get a lot of this stuff. Messages from online groups, discussion boards, and mailing lists. You may find that helpful if you do that sort of thing.
but that's the online groups would have to be a recognized group. Like it can't be just a Mahjong group that you're in, right?
Right. Exactly. And
Like us.
update-
Like
Sorry?
us, are we a group?
We're not an official group, no. No. Now,
Janie, so you're at the mercy of their algorithm for sorting.
Yeah.
perfect.
Okay.
Perfect. And now I'm so glad you said that because updates is the one you have to be the most careful about. I like to go into updates and I like to delete everything, But every once in a while, something goes into and updates that you really wanted to read. This is the tricky one. Updates.
Like, what would you find in there?
Well, I've moved them out, but if I got an update from a company I was doing business with, it would go into updates. It wouldn't go to primary. Now, when
I guess if-
So how do you get it to go into primary if you want to, that particular one?
well,
And they're automatically sending it to another one. Let's say
okay,
something in promotions that you don't want in promotions, you want it in primary.
that's perfect. That's a perfect example. What I would like to do now is we can come back to this. I'd like to show you how to do that on my computer. I'd like to shift from my phone and onto my computer. So
Do you mind if I ask you, does
Not at
that
all.
does the update seem to really put all your bills and receipts in there? Because that could be very useful.
yeah,
Do-
they
do-
do. It works.
So it doesn't seem to make a mistake on that part.
It doesn't. It doesn't. The mistake
Okay.
is on my part because there is just so much what I consider junk in updates
Yeah.
that what I want to do is I want to just delete it all.
No, I get that part, but I'm just looking at that thinking, geez, Louise, I get a lot of bills and statements and I start putting them in a folder. If they're all there, then you can move them.
Let me show you how this works on the computer. It's much easier. So I'm going to stop this share and I'm going to open up my email here. My box. There we go. And then I'll share this screen.
So now you're leaving iPhone.
Just for now, we can go back to it if we want, but I want to share my email screen. So here's my email. And I'm going to make this a little bigger. All right. So can everybody see my moving hand there? So here's my primary. This is social. Let's take a look at social. LL Bean, Omaha Steaks, Facebook, Twitter, Facebook, Reverb Nation. I have tons of things under social. These are the kinds of things that come into social. I want to delete everything all at once. It is so easy. My mouse, I'm going to wiggle over the box. This is the box that selects everything. I'm going to click on this box. It selects everything and it only selects 100 conversations because I have 100 conversations on one screen. I have it set up that way. But I want to select 169 conversations in social. I want to select everything and get it all over with. I want to get rid of all these emails at once. So I'm going to click on this. And then I'm going to hit the trash can. And it says, are you sure you want to delete 169 conversations? Oh, yeah. So I'll say, okay.
And now is this automatically, it's going to be on all your devices gone?
Yes. And the reason it's going to be on all my devices is I don't save my emails on my phone or on my computer. All of these emails are saved on the cloud. So they all get deleted.
So, how do we know whether or not all of them are being saved in the cloud on ours?
Well, that's just when you set up, in the old days, you used to set up email accounts. I don't know if you remember this. People used to say, well, do you have a POP account or not? And a POP account, we don't use POP accounts anymore. POP accounts used to save your email on your devices. Now your emails are saved on the Google Cloud or on the Apple Cloud or on the Comcast Cloud. They're not really saved on your computer. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so I just wanted to make sure I didn't have to choose that.
No, it's an automatic. When you initially set up your email account, all modern email accounts, that's the way they're set up. Yeah. Okay, let's look at promotions. Going to go to promotions. Okay, so we have stores and people wanting to sell me stuff. So I want to get rid of everything all at once. Promotions, just junk. I'm going to click on here. And it says, look at this, select all 1,419 conversations and promotions. So I'm going to say, oh yeah, I want to select everything. I want to get rid of it all at once. And then I'll hit the trash can. Are you sure? And I'm going to say, yep.
Janie, can you just say, what if in that group, there happened to be, like, I noticed you had the Historical Society. And what if you wanted to save like a few of
I'm going to
those?
show you how to do that. I'm
Okay.
saving that for updates. And I'm also, Bruce, remind me to show you how to move it out, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so for some reason it didn't get everything under promotion, so I'm going to have to do it a second time. So I will go back up to the select all box, hit delete. We have to get rid of all these promotions. Now it's empty. Okay. Oh, it's not empty still. Okay, let's try it again. Select all, delete. Well, I don't know why it's misbehaving.
Jane, I think when you delete, when you did what you just did, you delete, it only takes off what has been blued, and you haven't blued everything.
I thought I had selected
No,
every.
but the before you went to the bar and it had a special pop-up there after you hit the box,
Yeah,
and it had a special pop-up that was a linear bar at the top of the message, and it told you there are 250,000 things in here. Do you want to delete them all? And you touched that, and there was a huge explosion, and they went away. Whereas right now you haven't gotten quite that far. That seems to be the distinguishing recollection of mine as the mechanics of getting to where you want to be.
that very well could be, Jerry. That could be, or it could be ads that these promotions paid for. So I had to specifically delete them, like these two ads.
With the stars on them, is that what that star means?
Yeah, they're ads that they have paid Gmail to push.
Yeah. Okay, so you have to do those individually.
Yeah, maybe, since there were so many. Okay, so now we're getting to updates, and this is a good one. Because there are a lot of updates here. I haven't done this in a long time. Here's Amazon orders, okay? I generally just delete these. I generally just delete these, but let me see if I can find something that I might not want to delete. So much junk.
National Grid.
Oh, National Grid. Okay, yeah. Okay, this is good. So Bruce, here we go.
Okay.
We do not want National Grid to come to updates. I would like National Grid to be in my main primary mailbox. Okay, so I'm going to select National Grid. And I'm going to do a if you have a right mouse button, this will work on your computer, but if you don't, you have to use 2 fingers on a Mac, where you hold down the control key and you click on this bar. Didn't work, hold on. And you move to, no, this is not it. Move to tab. I'm going to do this again. Move to tab, and you would click on primary. But I'm going to do it again.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it again because that was confusing. Okay, so I am in, let's start again. I am in updates up here. And I go down here and I see there's something from National Grid. And I think to myself, I don't want National Grid to come in.
Too bad you can't select certain ones and make them go to trash.
There it is. You just went by it,
Thank you.
down.
National Grid. I
Okay.
want National Grid to be in my inbox. So I select it. So only National Grid is selected. And I click on it and I move to tab to primary. I'll move that to primary. Then look, do you see this window? Conversations move to primary. Do this for future messages from National Grid, and I'm going to say yes.
Okay.
Did you
Thank
see that little black window?
Yep, yep.
Okay, all right.
Can you pick certain ones and make them automatically go to trash?
Okay, so let's say I wanted everything else. Okay, yes. So this is my strategy. This is just like a personal strategy that I use. I'm going to select, and I'm still in updates. I'm going to select everything. But then I'm going to go through my list and I'm going to say, well, Nantucket Cottage Hospital, I better do that. I better check out this order from Amazon. So I'm deselecting it. I'm deselecting it. So I'm going through this and I'll deselect whatever I want.
Oh, so you don't have to go back and just exit all out. You can,
Yeah. Story. Okay. So everything is selected except for the ones that I picked out. And then I'm going to delete everything else. So all of these are still there. So that's the strategy that I use.
Jane, could you quickly go back and again answer Bruce's question about taking a message from let's say updates category and pulling it into your primary and then having every subsequent message from the same sender go into primary?
Sure.
I missed a step in there. I thought that was very helpful though. Okay. Oh, it's the button up there. Okay.
No, I know. I'm seeing if there's another way to do it. Hold
Okay.
on. No, not labels. Hold on.
oh, you can move it to trash.
You can.
Oh, so then
absolutely.
you can say that you want them always, that certain one to always go to trash?
Yes, yes.
Oh my God.
Okay, let's do this again, Jerry. All right. So let me just point out that all of these things do really lots of jobs.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So if I select LL Bean and I click it and I want it to go into my inbox, what I do is if you have a mouse with a right button, you click on the right button and you get more choices. And you would go up to the tippy top and move to tab to primary. Now, if you don't have a mouse with the right button, I think it's control. Let me see. It's not control.
You can just use the right side of your pad.
But you can use the right side of your pad. Thank you. Thank you.
And you have to know if it's up
Let
or
me
down.
try. I just want to see if there's another button you can push. No.
Do you have to push control and touch the trackpad?
Yeah, I'm a little stymied at that. Yeah, it's the control button on my computer. It's the control button.
So you highlight and then push your control button and that gives you these move to tab choices?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, and you go up to move tab to primary. Yeah, it worked. You know what I was doing that I was doing wrong? I was clicking in this message area. What you have to do is you have to hold the control button and click right on where it says LL Bean.
Okay, and then you go right to the move to tab.
Move to tab primary.
I got it.
Okay,
Okay,
so Bruce, if you click here, it will open,
okay.
holding down control. If you click on who it's from, you get the correct window.
Now, I didn't see that message pop up in the bottom left.
I didn't either.
where it says, do you want all these messages to come till the end of the
There
earth?
it is, there it is. And I'm gonna
Okay,
say yes.
okay.
It did pop up. I just didn't get there fast enough.
Okay.
Future messages from LL Bean will be moved to primary.
That,
Can you just do it one more time really quickly?
Yeah.
Sure, sure. Okay,
Please.
let's see. Let's do Amazon. Okay, so let's walk through this. What is the first thing I have to do here? You
Click on
guys
the
tell
name.
me.
Press on the Amazon.com, the word.
the box,
Well, no, there's a step
Highlight it.
before that. There's a step before that.
you have to highlight it.
How do I highlight it?
Select it by pushing the box on the
The
left.
little box, that's
Yeah.
right.
Oh, okay.
Then
Now
Okay,
go over
then
to
what do I
sender.
do?
Sender.
Over to Amazon.com.
Yep.
push, and then,
Have to
What do I
hold
do with this
control
finger?
button.
Push
Hold
control.
down control, yep. Click,
Ah,
hold on, let's try it again.
okay.
It's going so fast, hold on again. Click, move to,
So when you click on the name, you're clicking on it with a right click?
yes,
Or you-
the right click or you're holding down control, but it's fussy. I'm finding it's fussy. It's working now.
Yes, I see. Okay.
And then I would move to primary, and then I would say, yes. And so all future emails from LL Bean
command.
will go to my primary.
So when you had that list, trash showed up. So can you save yourself having to come in here if you know that, say, with these Facebook top posts, can you say you want those always to go to trash?
I
So you
think
don't
so, yeah.
Have to
Let's
do this
see.
anymore?
Let's see.
Oh my God, that would be great.
Okay, so what we did that time was we clicked it and then we went up here somewhere.
Was it the dots?
Yeah.
I don't think it was the dots.
No.
Wasn't labels, move to, it was this one. It was this one where I'm wiggling, move to. And there is spam and there is trash.
So if you push, you probably don't want to, but if you push trash, will that thing come up that says you want all these from Montclair Patch to go there all the time?
Let's try it, let's try it. I'm gonna hit trash.
Oh,
No.
Too bad.
No.
Just-
But
just
again,
use
remember, you can just,
unsubscribe.
how do you delete all of these if you don't want them? Where do you go? Just delete all of these.
Up in the
Oh,
corner.
you have to
that-
go to select, you have to do the top box.
Yeah,
Select all. Now I have 641 conversations. I'm
Click
gonna
that.
select that.
Okay, now, if you wanted to keep the Nantucket Cottage, you go over there and click it, right?
You could,
And then do delete.
and then I do delete.
Awesome.
And that's why I like Gmail. This is the primary reason why I like Gmail.
I'm sorry that, can I ask you one more question? I feel bad because I've come to a lot of these, but I don't usually talk. So
We like
thing
when
that-
people talk.
the thing that happens to me with Gmail
Mhm.
is it keeps asking me for my frigging password. It's recently it stopped doing it, but for a while it was like every 2 or 3 days it would ask me for my password. I was like, come on, you guys. I mean, I'm using this every day. Why are you doing that? Does that ever happen to you?
it happened to me because like for Google Maps, I had a password. And for Google, just plain old Google, I had a password. And then for Google Mail, I had a password. And just recently, went in and changed them all to the same password. I just now have a master Google password, and it actually stopped asking me
Oh,
that
really?
all the time. So it's a little complicated because you have to go into each one and find, go through it to the point where you can change the password. Except I did find a shortcut. I went in and I put in the name of the, find the account, and then I would say forgot the password. And then it would ask you, you know, where do you live or whatever you identify yourself. And it's also that two-part identification. It sends you a number and you put the number in and then it lets you change. So that's how I changed all the passwords to the same one. And it's a pretty good password. And it's working good. And it does have that two-factor identification. that's
Wow.
what I
And,
did.
That's great.
huh.
That's
Okay, yeah,
great.
because that just was slowing me down for everything if it wouldn't let me use it unless I put my darn password in again.
And the other thing where you get into that mess is, let's say on your phone, somehow you've put in a Gmail password. And then when you come to your iPad or something and you have, I don't know, it seemed to me like I had Gmail one place and Gmail one place, but two different passwords, depending upon where it was. And that may be,
Okay, I can help you with that. I know what you're talking about. Your passwords that are saved. Let me do a different share. We can come back to this if you want, but I want to do a different share. Because I've helped a lot of people with this. You know how you'll forget your password and then you create a new password. And how do you know what is the latest password? Sometimes you have to do a little digging.
oh,
So
okay, all right.
in your settings, if you
Okay.
So
have
important.
in your settings, this is going to be tricky for me to show because I don't really want to show my passwords.
Okay,
But I'm going to try. In my settings, I'm going to click on settings. Well, that was too easy. Here I am on home base. This is my main
yes,
page on home base. If you scroll down, you'll
Yeah.
come to passwords.
yes,
And now my passwords use my facial recognition to open up automatically.
yeah.
So I might have to close it really fast. Let's see. All right. No, it's not showing my passwords. Yay. Okay. Let me show you something. I'm going to go down and try to find a double.
Oh, most of mine are doubles.
Okay, so here we go. Look at this. Here's American Express, American Express, American Express, American Express, right?
Yes,
So this American Express username is Hobson DJ. This is Hobson1 DJ1. So these two are an example. These are two examples of I had a password. This was my username, Hobson1 DJ1. Then I forgot the password. So I created a new password. Same username, but a new password. So this is where you would have to do a little homework, Bruce, just exactly like you did, where
okay,
I would have to determine which one of these was correct.
okay,
And then watch this carefully. Is it the top one or the bottom one? Let's say I determined that it was the bottom one was correct. I'd have to go up to edit. Oops, edit on my phone. And I would select the one that was wrong. And then I would delete it.
okay.
Okay.
How do you know it was wrong?
You have to, this is homework. This is homework, Roxanne. You have to log into American Express and see which password works. I'm going to cancel this. I don't want to open this because it will show my passwords. But if I clicked on that little arrow, it would show my passwords right now. Does that make sense?
Yes,
Janie, can you assume that the stacking indicates sequential timing? In other words, the one above is the newer one? Would that be of any help?
It's either that way or the other way.
Oh, okay, I got you. Okay.
It's either the new one is on top.
You
or the
can't
new
risk it,
one-
in other words. Okay.
Yeah, you have to figure it out. I mean,
Okay.
and that happens a lot. I mean, look at, I have 3 for America's Test Kitchen. So, yeah, it happens to everybody.
I have 4 for American Airlines. I have so many duplications.
But you know what? It's almost like, getting rid of your duplicate photos. It's like a little side project that you can put a little time into, and yeah. So just to review, how the heck do you get there? Here we are at the home screen. You just go into settings. You're at the home base, and then you scroll down to where it says passwords. And there you are.
I have something funny to show you. See this table behind me with all this stuff on it? I am digitizing about 4,000 slides that I accumulated before iPhone and digitize pictures, way back to the very first travel that I did. And I'm actually having a good fun looking at the pictures, trashing most of them. But then there is a device that it's not very expensive, and you just I got it from Amazon, and you put the slide in it, and you look at a little screen, and if you want to save it, it digitizes the slide on an SD, and then you can trash everything. I've already thrown away like 3 waste baskets of the little 35 millimeter slides.
Yeah, that's a great project. That is a great project.
I'm waiting
Jane, is there a
Okay, then again,
category
what
equivalent
do
to passwords that's called usernames?
No, well, in passwords, in the password section, you have your username. That's what you come up. These are all my usernames. This is my username, AAA, right?
Okay,
That's my username. If I clicked on this, it would show my password.
okay, thank you.
Wait, where did you go?
I'll show you again. I'm going to start from the home screen. Here we are in the home screen. You go to settings. And here's the beginning of settings. This is home base and settings. You just scroll down to passwords. You click on passwords, and I have facial recognition, so it goes right into where it shows my usernames for these various things. And
Oh, I see, you scrolled down.
Hey, did somebody say they had something where you could put all your photos on it and condense them or something?
well, Bruce was talking about how he is converting his 35 millimeter slides into digital images.
Oh, okay. I think I need to get some of my photos off of my phone.
Yeah, me too.
Okay,
I don't know how
that
to
is
put it.
another workshop.
Yeah.
And we've done that before, but we've actually, Pembroke and I have been talking about that. We want to do photos and, do a class on photos.
Yeah, because my
Photo.
what do you call it? Not Outlook, but iCloud. They want me to buy more storage, and I don't really want to. So I just need to trash some photos or take them off and put them somewhere else. But I don't know how
Yeah,
to do.
that's not hard to do, but you may, if it's just a matter of paying 99 cents a month.
No,
or-
it's not. Now I'm jumping to $3 a month.
I would
Yeah,
do-
mine is even more than that now.
I
Oh,
think
really?
And I don't
$10
want to do it either.
It just kind of irks me that it's like, really? It's just like becomes a slow drain,
How important are your photos to you?
Well, I'm an artist, so they're pretty important.
Pay it.
And the $3 then.
Jane, what do you
Okay.
think about an
There
external?
are workarounds. There are workarounds, and I will show you workarounds. And photo storage. I'm writing this down. This may be next week because
Yeah.
I really like this topic.
Yeah,
Storage.
because I don't know whether to put them in like on a hard drive. I'm so confused. I'm like, what
There
do I
are
do?
different options that you have, but off the top of my head, if you're an artist or if your photos are important to you, pay the $10.
Okay.
And
I never access the cloud either. I don't even know
Then
how
do
to.
you want all your photos? But do you want your photos?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I do want them.
Are hard
We can talk
drives,
about that. We'll
do
talk.
hard drives expire more than the iCloud? Like putting data onto an SSD or an HHD? Hard
You mean
drive?
an external hard drive?
Yeah,
No, that would be fine, that you can do an external hard drive, but they are mechanical and they do fail.
And
Okay.
I had that very same problem. I had a lot of photos on an external hard drive that was a IBM. And it was in the not in the Apple world. Then when I came to the Apple world, it was almost impossible to get the stuff off of those external hard drives transferred over. And some of my never could get transferred over because they just didn't want to work together at all. So I'm now in the cloud, and I bought the larger account because that when you you can transfer that entire cloud someplace to another device, but you still got it always in Apple. And I think Apple's pretty reliable and their security is pretty good. And it's not, the external hard drives are not inexpensive if you buy a good one. And so I'm convinced also that the iCloud was the way to go. It took me a long time to get there. I didn't want to pay for it, but then I decided it was.
But as a stopgap, Google has iCloud space. iCloud Mail has space. And if you just wanted to do something quickly so you could keep using your phone so it doesn't shut you off, can you save some of them in one app and save some of them in another?
Sure.
You can absolutely do that, but it's the management of all your
It's confusing.
photos that gets confusing. And and it's Google's cloud. It's you can use Google Photos and you can back up your photos. You have a certain amount of free space that you can use in Google Photos. You can use Amazon has photo backup. Again, the thing I like about the Apple cloud is you are paying money, but Apple is not selling your information. So when you do upload these things to, not if you have an external hard drive. If you have an external hard drive, you're the only one that's going to see it. And but you have to, it's almost like you have to have an external hard drive, then you have to have a backup to that external hard drive. So there are every way of unloading photos from your phone to another place, which is a really good idea, has its pros and cons. And that's what that class would be about.
Good.
So you would be making an informed decision.
That's
Does
so
that make
awesome.
sense?
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, Bruce, a little caution here. About 20 years ago, we put, I don't know, 20,000 photos on CDs. They deteriorate.
Right. That's why I'm putting it in
So
the
then
cloud.
your next step is to go to a piece of equipment, but that somebody can step on that or something else. So I think the clouding is costing some money, but if you charge yourself the time, a little bit, 5 cents an hour to do this type of work, you're going to find you come out ahead with a little
Oh,
extra money.
exactly. Just that the way these little devices work, you download so that you don't have to be plugged into your computer all the time. They have a place for a chip, an SSD, and you put that in, load the pictures on that, and then you just plug it into the back, into your Apple or whatever you have, and it just takes them right off the chip and puts them in your cloud account. So it works. I agree. Losing the chips, trying to remember what's on the different things. And I have a closet full of hard drives. I have 3 backup hard drives here that will not communicate with the current Apple product that I'm using.
Also thinking about, thank you, Bruce, thinking about like next week's class, if we're going to do photos and storage stuff, we can show you how to delete duplicates. And we can also show you how to use the settings on your phone to review large files, which tend to be videos that take up huge amounts of space on your phone, and images.
That would be excellent. Yes.
Yeah.
I would like that very much.
Okay, so I'm writing this down. So how to manage storage space.
It's
And
next,
especially duplicates. Wow.
Well, that's your specialty, Bruce.
Well, I have I've tried a zillion different ways. And if you have them, let's say you've sent them to people in mail, well, there's a copy there. And then you've sent them someplace else and they're there. And when I use those duplicate programs, they kind of do one, but they don't find them all. I still seem to have a lot of duplicates.
Even though we found that one program that seemed to do that.
Yeah, it's the one that we used. I think I can see it right here. It's called
Tell me what it's, and I'll show it. I'll bring it up on
Let
my
me
screen.
see, the one that I got
Isn't it
from,
Duplo or something? Oh, here it is. It's Remo Duplicate. That's what it's called. Remo Duplicate. That's, I think, the good one, isn't it?
And what does that do for you?
Well, I'll show you. It's pretty cool.
Okay, thanks.
I'll open it up. I think this was free. I can't remember. So you start a scan and it goes through your photos, which takes a long time on my phone, because when I bought this phone, I bought the phone naturally that cost the most, of course, which I didn't want to do, but I had to do, that has the most space. So it's scanning through my all my photos, and eventually it comes up with the duplicates, and you get to choose which ones you want to keep.
Oh, wow, that would be great.
So I think this is the one, Bruce, that we figured out was the best.
I'm
But-
looking,
Now, when it's scanning all these, because I have probably as many photos, if not more, than you have right there.
Yep.
Is it taking up memory space to do that?
To do this,
Yeah.
well, you have to have,
Well, I'm just saying mine, I've deleted some stuff, so I think now I have more space, but for a while it wasn't letting me take photos. It wasn't letting me do stuff. So I'm just wondering, I didn't realize this would be temporary, but
oh, you don't want to add an app to your phone. Yeah, that's going to take up space.
no, I don't mind putting the app on. I can make space for that. I'm just wondering, while it's scanning these 5,000 photos, because I think I have like 7,000. When it's scanning, is it taking up a duplicate amount of space to scan them
No,
before it gets rid of them?
Okay, so I only have one duplicate. It found one duplicate. All right. So I am going to, and also I'm going to say, okay. So this is one exact duplicate. All right, so I know it was taken on my birthday. I will select this one and I will delete it. Okay. Now, delete this one. I'm going to say delete it. I don't need two of those. Okay. Now I also have an option here of similar. Let's see if I can select that. So I have 3 similars. Let's say okay. So these are similar images. I don't know why the bottle of perfume and the dog seems to be similar, but I actually don't need either one of those. Delete. Okay. So you get the idea, right?
Now, do you have to go someplace and empty that trash?
No, I don't think so. I think it's deleted.
the one that I found that I think we must have talked about it. I wouldn't have loaded it. It's called Duplicate Photos Fixer. And that's on my computer. This one I
Is that good?
this remote duplicate didn't turn out. No, that's why I said I still have so many duplicates. I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna go find this remote duplicate and load it up and put it to work and leave the house for 2 hours and see if it does a better job.
Okay, so this is what it's called, Remo Duplicate. So if you want to be brave for next week, maybe this could be a little homework if you guys want to come back. We could all do Remo Duplicate on our phone and share our experiences. And,
Now, is this because I have my iCloud, all my phone pictures are in my cloud and all my computer desktop pictures are in the cloud. I would put this on would I put this Remo on only my phone, or would I put it in on my desktop so that it does everything?
well, this is an app, so I think it'll only work on your phone.
Oh,
But
okay.
remember, so let me tell you a story. So I have a person who I help, and one day she called me up and she said, I think I just deleted 2,000 photos. You have to get over here. So I went over to her house, and what had happened was I'm going to stop this share. She had, in her head, she knew that her phone was backing up her photos to the iCloud. So she thought, well, I'm almost out of space. So but I know my photos are backed up to the iCloud. So I will delete them from my phone. So what happened was she deleted them from her phone, and they were gone from her phone. And what happens when you delete photos from your phone, your photos go to a deleted folder in the iCloud, and they stay in the deleted folder in the iCloud for 30 days. And if you do not retrieve them within 30 days, they're gone forever. So that's what happened to her. She called me way after 30 days. I guess she had gone up to the iCloud to try to find her photos, and they weren't there. And they weren't in the deleted folder. So that's how this works. Your phone synchronizes with the iCloud. So anything that happens on your phone, if you delete something on your phone, it goes up to the iCloud, it deletes it on the iCloud, then it sends it to your computer, it sends it to your iPad, and they get deleted too. So Bruce, that's why I think if you delete your photos from your phone, your duplicates from your phone, they will be deleted in all the other places, because everything synchronizes. Let me show you, we do have time. Let me just show you how you set that up.
And can you show us how to get them, where to undelete them, or where you find the deleted folder?
If we have time, let's see. So I want to share this with you. Okay, first I'm going to show you the iCloud settings to see what's being backed up, what's not being backed. This is a preview of next week, by the way.
Is next week at the library or on Zoom?
I broke my ankle. So
you do?
Yeah. So I'm going to see Monto tomorrow. So
So sorry.
Yeah, me too.
Was it the dog?
No, I just stepped out the back door and it was just like, and I heard a crack. Okay. So I'm gonna go to settings.
And when you see Remo, he'll want you to buy a copy of his book. He wrote a book, so.
Thank you. I'll just tell him, no, I just do digital books. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to go to this. This is home base, okay? You see, I see Apple ID iCloud. That's what I want to see. What am I backing up on my iCloud? What is synchronized? So I click on this. And there's iCloud. So I've purchased 200 gigabytes on my iCloud. I think I pay $10 a month, if I'm not mistaken. So what am I backing up? Here's this little arrow, click on that. Now you can see how much space I still have on my iCloud account. I can manage my storage if I want, and we'll go into that more next week, but you can see I'm backing up my photos. I have my iCloud backup. I'm backing up my passwords. Keychain has to do with passwords. I'm not backing up my iCloud mail because that's on its server. You do not need to back up your mail. It's already on a server. Don't waste the space. My contacts, very important, backed up. Calendars, yes. Reminders, yes. Notes, yes. Messages, I back them up. I probably don't need to, but I do. Safari, I back up Safari so that if you go to a website on my phone, there's a record of it on my computer when I go to it so that it's easy to find. Home, I don't back up home because home is like thermostats and door locks that you can control from your phone. I don't have any of that stuff on my little house here. And my health data. So these are all the things that I've backed up. I don't need Game Center. I can turn that off. These are all the things that I've backed up onto my iCloud. These are important stuff to me.
Can I ask you how to get there?
Yeah,
How did I get here?
Yeah, to
Sure.
see the green circle.
Okay. So
Back to the
let's-
top. Yep.
Here we go, right? We're going into settings.
Yep.
There's our home base. I
Yep.
see iCloud. I click on iCloud. There's iCloud again. I have 200 megabytes of storage. I click on this. Penny, I see your hand.
Thank
And
you.
then this is how you turn it on and off. Penny, what's up?
Janie, I left the meeting because I got overwhelmed and went to my iPhone to download the Gmail app and again got overwhelmed with the process. So I deleted the app
Good.
and went back to my Apple Mail that I've used for years and tried to reply to an email. And now I can no longer send emails from my phone.
Do you know
Somehow in the process of setting up the Gmail account, there were so many things to do. I just gave up. And I don't know if this is something we should handle separately, because I know I'm coming in late in the session. I've watched most of it, but I thought it was time to try downloading the Gmail app, which had a lot of wonderful features, but I just messed up somehow in the process. And
Well, why
now
don't we have 5 more minutes, so or 10 more minutes? Why don't you and I just stay on and we'll try to figure it out after. How's that?
okay, thank you.
Okay.
I
we'll see
I
what you-
need to ask you a question. I'm a little confused where you are once you're in here, because you've got the storage, it says iCloud Plus, manage storage, and then underneath it, you've got all the items. Did you click on manage storage, or are you staying in the regular?
I'm in the regular place. I'm in the regular place, and these are just all the things that I've chosen to back up to iCloud.
Okay, so if I have iCloud Mail clicked there, I need to undo that because it's already saved somewhere else, right?
Hold on, let's see.
I need to see, you just passed it. You just passed iCloud Mail. You don't.
Yeah, you
so
don't need to back up your iCloud mail because it's already on a cloud.
I know, I heard you say that. I just wanted to make sure you were on this first menu and you didn't go
Yes.
to the part that said manage.
Mhm. Yeah.
Jane, Jerry, I remember you're telling us multiple times that one system, if you deleted a picture off your phone, it also took it off the upstairs cloud, whatever. And another system didn't. I thought Gmail didn't and maybe Apple did, but could you just clarify for that? Because one was sheer poison and the other was sheer heaven.
You are absolutely right. You remembered it exactly right. If Google will never delete your photos unless you do it yourself. So, and that's a curse and a blessing because, it means that you might have more duplicates on Google Photos than on Apple than the Apple photos. But it will never delete any of your photos. Now, even Google Cloud has space limits. So at some point, if you keep loading massive amounts of data up to the Google Cloud, the Google Photo Cloud, if you use Google Photos, you're still going to have to pay money for that eventually.
How though, if is in one place, if you took something off your phone, i.e. the hard drive of your phone, a photo, because you're trying to get down the storage, that didn't necessarily delete it out of the cloud. Is there a special procedure to take the thing out of the cloud and really get rid of it? Is it a two-step?
Okay, so you're talking about, so you have on your phone, you have your photos. And I'll just open up here's my photos. So there's a hat I made. My son and daughter-in-law are having twins in April.
Oh,
We're
Lord.
making these hats for the boys, they're boys. So this photo is on my iCloud. It's backed up on my iCloud. It is also backed up on my Google Cloud because I have set up my phone so that any new photo I take goes to my Apple Cloud and my Google Cloud. Now, if I delete this photo of the hat off my phone, it will disappear in 30 days from my Apple Cloud, but it will stay forever on my Google Cloud. If I wanted to delete the picture of the hat from my Google Cloud, I'd have to open up Google Photos, find this picture and delete it.
That's very
Did that
helpful.
answer your question?
Absolutely. That's I'm not smart enough to do that stupid thing. That's an endless chore, but
No, but
thank you.
maybe you can show us how to set up our phones like that next week.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I can. Absolutely.
But then you would be paying for two cloud storages, an Apple
Yep.
cloud storage and a Google cloud storage.
Yep.
It's a lot cheaper.
And
than a
you
car
have to you have to remember that Google does sell your personal information, and Apple does not.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Also,
can I ask you one more question when we were on the thing before when you were clicking stuff that's on the cloud and it's not? I'm sure it'll be for a different topic, but it's something that's bothered me for a long time. So I noticed on the things that you had clicked on the cloud, you had messages green and mine was not. So I thought, okay, I'm going to press messages and I'll just fool with it later and figure out on my own why you did that. But when I pressed it, I got a message that says messages in iCloud are not available. Messages in iCloud aren't available because iCloud and iMessage accounts are different. And I've had trouble with this stupid iMessage thing as opposed to a regular text message before. And I've had message threads that I guess were iMessages that I didn't know they were, and I can't find them later. So Is it possible to turn off iMessage or what? Why does that happen?
I don't know. And you know, what I would do is I would go to Google and just Google that question.
Yeah, because I do know, one only thing I know about it is that iMessages can only occur between iPhone holders. You cannot
yeah.
iMessage.
Okay, yep. I do know about this. Yes, there are different, and then this is sort of like a different thing. There are different formats that that Android uses. Android phones use one format of messaging. iMessage is the Apple message. So if I have an Apple phone and you have an Apple phone, we can basically share everything. But if we had a group of 20 people and half of us had an Apple phone and half of us had an Android, there would be, I could probably send out messages and movies and photos to everyone that had an iPhone, but not, I couldn't send all that stuff, all those different formats to everybody in my group, especially the ones that had the Android phone.
But yes, except but what I find confusing about it is my siblings, 2 of them have Androids. And we can do a group text message and everybody gets it.
Yep.
And it never, I think there's some like a color or something, so you know which is an iMessage and which is not, but most of mine all show up the same color. So why is
can I interrupt you and say that
Sorry.
you have 5 siblings and 2 of them have Androids? If the 2 that have Androids, they can't reply to everyone. Let's say you're on an iPhone and you send out messages to your 5 siblings, and 2 of the siblings respond to all 5 siblings. It will only come to you. That's one of the problems with Android and iPhone.
But you can't can you turn off the iMessage and still be able to text somebody with an iPhone?
Yeah, but you will be limited to the types of things you can add to your messages, because they will only go as SMS messages. And so you probably can't, I'm making this up now.
Yeah.
Can't send photos, you can't send voice memos, you can't send movies, you
And
know.
probably even if I turned off the iMessage thing and I wanted to send a photo to somebody with an Android, would I then be able to do it? Maybe I just have to Google that.
I don't think so. I don't
Isn't
think so. I
that,
think
isn't that WhatsApp does all that regardless of phone?
Say that again, please.
WhatsApp.
Oh
is
yeah, the app. Yeah, you could use a different app.
Yeah.
So it's called WhatsApp, and it seems to handle way more data. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I
what-
have it on my phone, and I don't want to start a crazy thing, but my sister who has an Android seems to be able to do the messaging with everybody, but never mind.
Janie, one more
Can I ask a
question, Janie.
One more
I'm
question.
sorry.
Can I ask a question of like under the icon? How much more of this needs to be open? Like Safari, news, stocks, home, all that. Is that being backed up in the cloud?
Yep.
So can I turn all those off?
You can, but if you turn off Safari, for example, when you're doing your surfing on Safari, if you move from your phone, let's say you're doing it on your phone, you move from your phone to your computer, all of your history will not be backed up. So that's up to you. Eleanor, I see your phone, your hand is up.
I've got having some trouble with my hand here. Now, just one last question about something else to be backed up on the iCloud. On my phone, I have Zoom backed up. Why does a person choose to have Zoom backed up, or do you need to have Zoom backed up? I'm not sure. That wasn't something I put on myself. So
Let me see. I have it backed up too, but I don't think you need to back it up.
I just wondered what that would mean.
It
to
would
back
mean
it up.
that your settings for Zoom would be the same on your phone and on your computer. So if you use both devices to do Zoom, it might be
Yeah.
good to have all the settings set.
So you
Okay.
might want to have your home saved,
Not, well, do
so it shows up on your computer.
you have those kinds of utilities that like refrigerators and door locks and thermostats that are controlled by your phone?
No.
Then you don't need it, because that's what home refers to. Like if you go into like a Home Depot, there are 2 aisles filled with devices you can install in your house that are controlled by your phone.
Yeah.
That's what that means.
But so the, well, most of the apps on your phone can't go to, I guess, to your computer anyway.
Right.
That's
But
why I'm wondering, do they really all need to be backed up? Maybe I could be saving a lot of iCloud storage space by taking these all off.
Well, yeah, because like, why would we have news? Like my news is on there also, but I didn't do it.
you can turn it off and see. You can always turn it back
iMovie, I
on,
never even use that.
you know?
So if you
Try it.
remove it, it just means
It's
that
not
whatever
being
news
backed
you,
up.
I'm sorry?
It's not being backed up. So it's not being backed up onto the iCloud. So here's another parenthetical example I want to give you. Let's say that you don't have this stuff backed up on your phone. You turn all this stuff off, and then you drop your phone in the bathtub and it doesn't work. Okay, so you have to order a new phone. So when the new phone comes to you, you can restore the new phone to everything you had on your old phone that was backed up on the iCloud. So if you turn these things off, they would not be restored to your new iPhone.
But what about if it's like things like Game Center or movies? I never use those.
Turn
So
them off. Turn them
maybe
off.
it doesn't matter that I get them back, right?
Turn them off.
Okay.
And shortcuts, to have shortcuts going to the cloud. I'm not sure what that means.
Yeah, exactly.
Turn them off and see.
Try one. Yeah.
Shortcuts may actually save space if it's what, I'm not sure what it is, but if it is. If
But
it
also
is
like
what I
some
think it is.
apps are being backed up, like Lyft and Uber and Waze, like those don't need to be backed up, right?
You can see how much space they're taking when you go to your iCloud and you go to that bar, you know, that shows you the colors underneath. And then, and if you click manage, it shows you what things are taking up the space on your iCloud. And it's usually, you know, things like Apple Books. I'm looking at mine, 3.9 megabytes. That's tiny. Where you always find they're all the big ones are photos for me, and in other documents, some videos and some longer books that I've like I save a lot of New York Times articles, which I do refer to. So those are the ones that really take up all the space. The ones you're talking about, like the movie, I'm looking at movie on mine and it's 0.01 kilobyte. So it's minuscule. You don't save any space at all. You've got to look at the big ones to see if you're using the, what is it, the 5 free gigabytes. Well, you can use that up in a minute if you're putting all your photos in it, some other things.
So
like
we
that.
have a hot topic, don't we?
Yeah, that's
And
very
we're
helpful.
over our time.
Yeah.
And
back
so
up
I
to
think we should get together next week and spend the whole time on this kind of stuff.
Good.
I
And
agree.
when is the next one, please?
It'll be next Tuesday at 9:30. And it will be on Zoom since I can't get into the library.
Oh, dear.
That's the 8th. No,
No, I think it's the first.
it is the 1st.
Really? It's March 1st?
Yeah.
Good grief.
Oh
Now,
my
something I got said it was the 8th. I wrote it on my calendar, but it is the 1st for the Zoom.
Well, if it's
Well, the 1st is the next
22nd,
Tuesday.
Things-
Yeah.
It's
Things
March
change.
1st.
It changed.
Good.
Wow.
Do you have a cast on yet?
No, I have an air cast. I see Montauk tomorrow.
Yeah, Monto, yeah, I've seen him many times. How are your teeth?
Better, thank you. I took, they prescribed antibiotics. And it,
Okay,
like, because the x-rays is like, no, there's nothing wrong with your teeth.
okay, that's good.
Janie, I have a question.
Yes.
This
I-
is my first time here.
I know.
Will I get an invitation for next week?
I think you should sign up.
How do I sign up?
How did you get to this one?
I think I saw it on the Nantucket Daybreak.
The
Uh,
answer is
Oh,
go to Nantucket
do it?
Athenaeum and push calendar.
Okay,
And that will bring up and then scroll to next Tuesday morning. And it should be there, although they don't post it all the time as quickly as they should. But I've had to do that every time, even though I've signed up serially, you have to sort of go back and do each one.
okay,
And
as long as I know
Noreen-
how to do it.
And Noreen, do you
Mhm.
know my email address? I've said it like, my email
Yes.
address is janiehd@gmail.com. So just write me an email like Monday or early Tuesday morning and
Okay,
You can also email Janet at the Athenaeum. She's the one that controls it, I think.
okay,
Janet.
great.
So Janie, this is Pepper. We all wish you a better health week. And we're grateful that, with your ankle troubling you, you were able to do this class. So let's all give her a round of applause and let her go, guys.
Yay.
Anyway, thanks.
thank
so
you
much.
so much, everybody. Okay.
Jamie, can you help me?
I'm going to just stay on a little bit longer and try to help Penny, but I appreciate everybody's well wishes and I already feel better. So
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks again.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, Penny, what's up?
Thank you, Jamie. By the way, I'm recovering from knee replacement.
How did that
And-
go, by the way?
Well, it's been long and painful, 1 month, but finally getting a little better. I'm home after 3 weeks of rehab, but I don't recommend it if you don't have to do it. And
Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear about your ankle. I got totally messed up when I wanted to join this excellent idea of Gmail. I've had a gmail.com email address for half a year, almost a year. But when I went to the App Store to download the app that looked like yours, I first downloaded the wrong one. It didn't look like the colorful M that yours was, so I deleted that. I thought it was Gmail, but it wasn't what you have on your phone or the screen. So then I went and downloaded it and I was filling in a password. It's not my original google.com Gmail password. I
Well,
made
that's
a
wrong.
new
That's
one.
that's the problem.
But-
Yeah.
But when I went to my phone during class to open mail and replied to somebody who mailed me an email, I replied and it wouldn't let me send it. I got a message. I'll just try it again. Good news. She didn't have COVID.
Good.
So my next door neighbor, she's been so helpful. Okay, texting, good reply, good news, and send. And it says, cannot send mail. The connection to the outgoing server, smtp.gmail.com failed. Additional outgoing mail servers can be configured for mail accounts in settings, mail, and accounts. So I clicked OK. I went to settings and it says re-enter password. When I went,
So, yeah.
when I went to enter password, I get another message. Settings wants to use google.com to sign in. This allows the app and website to share information about you,
Yep.
which I don't like, but maybe it's.
Oh, but Penny,
unavoidable.
remember, we even were talking about that in this class. Someone was saying how, how can Google get my Apple stuff? That is the very setting you have to buy into in order for it to work. Now,
That's what
let
I-
me just, what I think happened is this. I think inadvertently, you created a different Gmail address with a different password. So what I think, now, let me just clarify. You're trying to get you're in Apple Mail, right? You're in the Apple Mail app.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What I think you need to do here is just to re-enter your first Gmail password.
Well, it says settings once in the, where I wanted to re-enter password and clicked on it, it interrupted with another message instead of letting me enter the password by saying settings wants to use google.com to sign in. Do I just click continue?
Yes.
Continue. All right, choose an account to continue to iOS, Penny F Snow at gmail.com. So do I click on that?
Well, which one is your first, your real email? Which one
That's my primary email account.
Tap that one. Tap that one. Hello?
Tap on that one.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. It asks for password. Now I'm getting all these other. iOS wants to access your Google account. This will allow iOS to read, compose, permanently delete all your email from Gmail. No. See, edit, download, permanently delete your contacts. Good God, no. See, edit, make sure you trust iOS. You may be sharing sensitive info with this site or app. You can always see or remove access in your Google account. Learn how, and so on. Learn how Google helps you share data safely. I just want to get my mails back.
Well,
so
I
can
think you need, where are you located?
Where am I located?
Yeah, no, where are you? You're not on Nantucket, are you?
No, I'm in Vermont in my home. in
I
my winter-
think that you need, but you're in Apple Mail, right?
I'm in Apple Mail on my phone, and I'm on the website with you from the class.
Okay.
By the
So
way,
another
I
thing
called
you can
Apple
do-
and
Okay.
they ended up either hanging up on me or never continued the phone call. I tried to access Apple for help on this, and I wasn't able to get through to Apple. And excuse me. So,
Okay, so another thing we can try is this. I'm going to go into settings.
okay, I just went,
And you're sure you know your Gmail address and your password, correct?
I'm going back to settings. Okay,
Penny?
I'm in settings with my
Penny,
name.
I just want to make sure that you know you're positive, you know your email address, and you're positive you have your correct password. Is that right?
I have my original Gmail password, and I have a new one that I created for Google Mail.
Yeah, that's the problem. That is the problem. That's why it's getting mixed up. But you know what I'm asking you is, you're sure you have your Gmail, your original Gmail password, correct?
I do have that
Okay.
written down.
Okay, so this is what I think we should do. I'm in settings.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go down to mail.
To mail.
To mail. It's under passwords. Tell me.
Got
what you
it.
did there. Okay. Tap on mail.
Yeah,
And then now, do you see where it says 3 accounts? I don't know what yours will say.
I have 3 accounts.
Okay, tap on that.
Okay,
And what I want to do is what I think we should do. Let me just click on Gmail here. What I want to do is, so in these accounts, do you have an iCloud account?
yes,
Do you have a Gmail account?
yes.
And do you have, what's your third account?
I have an old Comcast that I'm trying to phase
Okay.
out.
Okay, all right. So if we tap on this Gmail account here,
Okay, this is where it says re-enter password.
okay, so do you see that it's the correct email address?
Yes, it is correct under account, Gmail and account.
Okay, so we're going to put in, I think we're going to have to agree to this stuff. So put in your correct password for this account.
So I'm going to click on re-enter password. That's what it looks like. I don't
Yeah, I
know.
can't read it. I
Oh,
can't. read it.
okay. When I clicked on what you told me to click on, the Gmail account, I end up with a page that says at the top, please re-enter password. And this is where I came on the phone with you, back to this location. I had gotten this far. So I click on re-enter password and I get another message. Settings wants to use google.com to sign in. So I click continue, choose an account. I click on Penny Snow. Now I get this iOS wants to access your Google account. And it will allow iOS to do all those things that I told
Yes,
you.
you want to do that. You do want to do that, yes.
So so I click allow, make sure you trust iOS, click allow.
Yep, it's asking you, do you trust your Apple phone? That's Google asking you, do you trust your Apple phone? And you do.
Yeah,
Mhm.
okay. So now it comes up Gmail account with my name, mail, contacts, calendars, notes, or delete account.
Okay, so why don't you, good. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go back. We're going to back out all the way to home base, which is here. And then we're going to go to our home screen. And you're going to write me an email. So I want you to find your email. Here.
Okay, so I'm in settings. I have to press home to get out of it.
Yeah.
Now I'm test result. Hi, all test results negative. This was my reply to the incoming email. And when I click send, it wouldn't send.
Okay, well, I want you to open up your email.
Okay, I'm going to delete this test result reply. Okay, Janie's class.
Okay, and why don't you just try to send me an email? I'm Janie, Jan. Well, I'll send you one first. Penny, what's your email address? Penny
F as in Frank,
okay,
Snow.
I have it. Yep. I'm going to say test. Test. Okay, I'm going to send you this.
There it is.
Okay, so why don't you try to reply to that?
Nothing. It stays on the incoming email, but it
Well, I
won't.
got it. I got your email.
But it doesn't. Let me go to send. I did this before. It won't show that I sent it to you.
Well, I did get it. I did get it. Why don't you
Then-
restart your phone?
Restart my
Shut your
phone.
phone down and start.
Wow. That's a new idea.
Yeah.
Probably an original idea. Okay, I just shut it off. I never did put in the correct old original Gmail password, by the way.
Well, let's see if this works. I got your email.
So now I'm starting up my phone again.
Yeah.
If I could test one more time,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
since you suggested turning it off.
I'm just going to do some movement here. Bob, right here.
Yeah,
Just move.
be careful. Still doesn't show sent.
Try sending me another email. Oh,
Okay, I'm gonna send one now. Hello. Janie,
yeah.
I wrote in the subject line, hello, Janie.
Okay. Did you send it?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, I got it. I got it.
okay.
Yep.
Now I'm gonna go to send. And interesting. All sent. The one that I couldn't, where I put good news on, she doesn't have COVID, under test. Then you, so I guess turning off the computer solved the problem.
Well,
Oh.
we went through the steps and we accepted terms. And then we restarted your phone.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's, I can't thank you enough for rescuing me in the middle of this
happy
deep
to help.
ocean. I
Happy-
don't know how I got so messed up. I've been told by Apple for years of getting Apple help that I'm pretty savvy for an 85-year-old lady when it comes to computer, but I sure got messed up trying to do what you were teaching today.
Well,
So-
I just have to say, that's why it's, Zoom classes are harder. Definitely harder to teach because.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I can't believe
That's why I
what
like
you're doing.
in-person classes, but
Yeah.
we can't do them now. I mean, I really can't do them now, so.
You're amazing. And I'm
Oh.
so great. I've been doing your class for a long, long time. And this is the first time I got really messed up. So, but what's also scary is I couldn't connect with Apple by phone because I was going to save you the trouble by calling Apple. And I'm telling the girl who answered what I wanted, what the problem was, and nothing happened. It just ended. No hang up. Thank you, Janie.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm glad we got it figured because everybody needs their email.
Could I ask you a question about your ankle? I
Sure.
thought, about my hearing loss, and I so appreciate the captions. It sounded like you explained in the beginning that you just stepped off a step and broke your ankle
I
that
stepped down.
easily.
Yeah, I stepped down and my ankle really turned and I heard a crack.
Oh, you turned it. I didn't
I turned
catch you turned it
Yeah.
because that was the beginning of major ankle surgery for me. But if you turned it when you stepped down, that's a whole different story, and it's no wonder. So I hope you feel better.
Thank you very much.
Thanks again for all your
All
help.
righty, well, you take care.
Thank you, Janie.
All righty,
Bye-bye.
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 End this meeting.